Okay, we are live. Hello, peoples. We've got to read some random passages from the Lord of the Rings with voices and acting and all. If you want me to read from a page, you have to comment a page number between 21 and 1008. Currently, we're in my garage, and I've set it up very nicely here with some a fake fire going in the background and my delicious book. So if no one shows up to this live, I'll just choose some random pages for myself. I just page through here when the ring goes south. So I'm going to read from page 269 to start with. But before I start this, I'd like to just say that I will be going live every day this week until Sunday, as sort of a challenge to myself to get it on, get it going, get this live thing more frequently and more easily. So I've set up all this stuff that I don't know if I need this, but I figured this was what I wanted to do today, because I need to learn my new technology-based equipment, and I also need to learn how to speak English more flowingly and fluently, and that's also a part of this, you know. So I'll just start reading from a random page. Maybe someone will jump in to see if there are any fun things going on here. So, my name is Stian. I read random passages from the Lord of the Rings with voices and acting and all. Comment a page number between 21 and 1008 if you want me to read it next. Maybe I should put that on the thing down here. That would be nice. Maybe I'll do that next time. Gotta get into it. Feels weird reading to no one. But you know, this is how it has to be. Everyone starts at 0, so that's what I'm going to do. I should have the book up like this so people see. Then I have to stand on my toes. I don't want to stand on my toes. Anyway, here we go. Page 269. That is from the Ring Goes South chapter.
I would have begged you to come, said Frodo, only I thought you were going to Minas Tirith with Boromir. I am, said Aragorn, and the sword that was broken shall be reforged ere I set out to war. But your road and our road lie together for many hundreds of miles. Therefore Boromir will also be in the company. He is a valiant man.
There remain 2 more to be found, said Elrond. These I will consider. Of my household I may find some that it seems good to me to send.
But that will leave no place for us, cried Pippin in dismay. We don't want to be left behind. We want to go with Frodo.
That is because you do not understand and cannot imagine what lies ahead, said Elrond.
Neither does Frodo, said Gandalf,
unexpectedly supporting Pippin.
Nor do any of us see clearly. It is true that if these hobbits understood the danger, they would not dare to go on, but they would still wish to go, or wished that they dared, and be shamed and unhappy. I think, Elrond, that in this matter it would be well to trust rather to their friendship than to great wisdom. Even if you chose for us an elf lord such as Glorfindel, he could not storm the Dark Tower, nor open the road to the fire by the power that it is in him.
You speak gravely, said Elrond, but I am in doubt. The Shire, I forebode, is not free now from peril, and these 2 I had thought to send back there as messengers to do what they could, according to the fashion of their country, to warn the people of their danger. In any case, I judge that the younger of these 2, Peregrine Took, should remain.
My heart is against his going."
"Then, Master Elrond, you will have to lock me in prison or send me home tied in a sack," said Pippin, "for otherwise I shall follow the company."
"Let it be so then. You shall go," said Elrond, and he sighed. "Now the tale of the Nine is filled. In 7 days the company must depart."
That was page 269. Still nobody here. I'm just reading to myself in my garage. But I'm having fun. I'm always reading to myself, you know. I read random passages from the Lord of the Rings to myself, to the camera, but I am alone. Yes, you are alone, Stian. But I have you, and maybe you will read, maybe you will watch this back when I post it. You're late. I'm late. Hey, Rory, nice to see you. I'm glad you're here. Very, very thank yous for being here. Very many thank yous. If you want to suggest a page between 21 and 1008, I'll read from it immediately. I just read from page 269. And I thought there was no one here. I thought I was alone. It says 0 eyes on the thing. I don't know. Broadcast status. I don't know. I'm trying something new with this eCam thing. An app. But Rory, if you're still here, comment a page number between 21 and 1008, and I'll read from it. From this Lord of the Rings book that I have taped together with gaffer's tape. Or I could choose a page myself, randomly flipping through the book and stopping here. The choices of Master Samwise. Oh, there are orcs. I love doing orcs. I can break up my neck for this.
Now, growled Shagrat. "I have my orders, and it's more than my belly's worth, or yours, to break 'em. Any trespassers found by the gods is to be held at the tower. Prisoner is to be stripped. Full description of every article, garment, weapon, letter, ring, or trinket is to be sent to Lugberts at once, and to Lugberts only. And the prisoner is to be kept safe and intact, under pain of death for every member of the guard, until he sends or comes himself. That's plain enough, and that's what I'm going to do." "Stripped, eh?" said Gorbag. "What, teeth, nails, hair and all?" "No, none of that. He's for Lugberts, I tell you. He's wanted safe and whole." "You'll find that difficult," laughed Gorbag. "He's nothing but carrion now. What Lugberts will do with such stuff I cannot guess. He might as well go into pot." "You fool!" snarled Shagrat. "You've been talking very clever, but there's a lot of you don't know, though most of other folk do. You'll be for the pot or for Sheila if you don't take care. Carrion! Is that all you know of her ladyship? When she binds with cords, she's after meat. She doesn't eat dead meat, nor suck cold blood. This fellow ain't dead." Sam reeled, clutching at the stone. He felt as if the whole dark world was turning upside down. So great was the shock that he almost swooned, but even as he fought to keep a hold on his senses, deep inside him he was aware of the comment. "You fool! He isn't dead, and your heart knew it. Don't trust your head, Samwise. It is not the best part of you. The trouble with you is that you never really had any hope. Now what's to be done?" For the moment, nothing, but to prop himself against the unmoving stone and listen to the vile orc voices. "Garn," said Shagrat.
She's got more than one poison. When she's hunting, she just gives him a dab in the neck and they go as limp as boned fish, and then she has her way with them. Do you remember old Oofdak? We lost him for days, and then we found him in a corner, hanging up he was, but he was wide awake and glaring. How we laughed. She'd forgotten him, maybe. But we didn't touch him. No good interfering with her. Nah, this little filth. He'll wake up in a few hours, and beyond feeling a bit sick for a bit, he'll be all right. Or would be, if Lugbirds would let him alone. And of course, beyond wondering where he is and what's happened to him. And what's going to happen to him? Laughed Gorbag. We could tell him a few stories at any rate, if we can't do anything else. I suppose he's ever been in lovely Lugbirds, so he may like to know what to expect. This is going to be more funny than I thought. Let's go.
Orcs are one of the favorite things I do. Great passage. Myself flipping to that page. Is there anyone here? If you're here, I don't know if this eye counter is counting the thing that it's supposed to. Suddenly someone commented, but it said there was no one on the live streaming. Anyway, if there is anyone here, you are obliged to comment a page number between 21 and 1008, and I will read from it, with voices and acting and all, just for you on this live, and for the people watching the rerun, or whatever it's called, when I post it to the YouTube. Great. Let's see. Shall we do another page? Or should I tell something about myself? My name is Stian Thunder. I am 40 years old, and I am a very large fan of The Lord of the Rings. A large fan indeed. A big fan. Very big fan of The Lord of the Rings. So that's why I've taken on this project of reading a random passage from The Lord of the Rings with voices and acting and all. And I do enjoy acting, and that is a big part of why I'm doing this. And that's it. Let's do another page. It says it's waiting for me. I don't know, but someone, is it working? That is the big question. Anyway, I'll just talk for 15 minutes. These will be recurring live transmissions of me, not always from my garage, but we were in my garage today. So let's do another page. I've only done 2 pages. Here we go. That was a start of the chapter page. Come on! Hey Sindre, you were here yesterday. That's nice. Do you want to suggest a page between 21 and 1008? Come on. I know you know pages. You know how pages work. Or I'll just comment a page myself. Can you hear this sound? It's the sound of me blaying through the pages. I'll find a page myself. That's what I'm doing. 1, 2, 3. Page 169. A wizard is never late. I should have commented that. Why didn't I think of that? Sometimes all these references go way over my head, even though I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan. Okay, page 169.
Weathertop, said Sam. What's that? Oh shit. It is a hill just to the north of the road, about halfway from here to Rivendell. It commands a wide view all round, and there we shall have a chance to look up about us. Gandalf will make for that point if he follows us. After Weathertop, our journey will become more difficult, and we shall have to choose between various dangers." "When did you last see Gandalf?" asked Frodo. "Do you know where he is, or what he's doing?" Strider looked grave. "I do not know," he said. "I came west with him in the spring. I have often kept watch on the borders of the Shire in the last few years when he was busy elsewhere. He seldom left it unguarded. We last met on the 1st of May, at Sarn Ford down the Brandywine. He told me that his business with you had gone well, and that you would be starting for Rivendell in the last week of September. As I knew he was at your side, I went away on a journey of my own, and that has proved ill. For plainly some news reached him, and I was not at hand to help. I am troubled, for the first time since I have known him. We should have had messages, even if he could not come himself. When I returned many days ago, I heard the ill news. The tidings had gone far and wide that Gandalf were missing, and the horsemen had been seen. It was the elven folk of Gildor that told me this, and later they told me that you had left your home, but there was no news of you leaving Buckland. I have been watching the East Road anxiously." "Do you think the Black Riders have anything to do with it? With Gandalf's absence, I mean?" asked Frodo. "I do not know of anything else that could have hindered him, except the enemy himself," said Strider. "But do not give up hope. Gandalf is greater than you Shire folk know. As a rule, you can only see his jokes and toys, but this business of ours will be his greatest task." Pippin yawned. "I'm sorry," he said, "but I am dead tired. In spite of all the danger and worry, I must go to bed, or sleep where I sit. Where is that silly fellow, Merry? I would be the last straw if I had to go out in the dark to look for him." At that moment they heard a door slam, then feet came running along the passage. Merry came in with a rush, followed by Nob. He shut the door hastily and leaned against it. He was out of breath. They stared at him in alarm for a moment before he gasped. "I have seen them, Frodo! I have seen them! Black Riders!" "Black Riders!" cried Frodo. "Where?" "Here, in the village. I stayed indoors for an hour. Then as you did not come back, I went out for a stroll. I had come back again, and I was standing just outside the light of the lamp looking at the stars. Suddenly I shivered and felt that something horrible was creeping near. There was a sort of deeper shade among the shadows across the road, just beyond the edge of the lamplight. It slid away at once into the dark without a sound. There was no horse."
That was page 169. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here on this live, if you're here. I can't see if anyone's here, so I'm sorry if I'm not saying hello or anything. But if Rory and Sindra are still here, I'm very glad that you're here. They have commented, at least. So, 2 more minutes, and it'll be 20 minutes from this live. Does anyone want to suggest a page between 21 and 1008? Or I'll find one myself. We'll be live tomorrow as well. And I have the chat down here. That's why I'm looking down here all the time. Should not be. I should be looking at you. And you should be looking at me. But you have no other choice. Yes, you do. You could just scroll away. You could just end this live. I can't. I have to stay here for 1 more minute. I'll pick one myself. Maybe there are loads of people suggesting pages and I just don't see it because of the chat thing. Maybe it doesn't work. Is there a comment? Are there chats? I don't know. I'll figure this out and I'll do better tomorrow. But I'll find a last page for me to read and then we'll say goodbye. The last debate. It has to be something with lines and speaking. No. Sorry. I did one that one did. I did that one. Now I'm just, here we go. The Taming of Smeagol. Maybe Gollum will show up. Sam is speaking here. Okay. Last page.
I took a fancy to it, and I stowed a coil in my pack. Years ago, it seems. It may be a help in many needs, he said. Haldir, or one of those folk, and he spoke right. A pity I didn't think of bringing another length, said Frodo. But I left the company in such a hurry and confusion. If only we had enough, we could use it to get down. How long is your rope, I wonder? Sam paid it out slowly, measuring it with his arms. 5, 10, 20, 30 else, more or less, he said. Who'd have thought it? Frodo exclaimed. Ah, who would? Said Sam. Elves are wonderful folk. It looks a bit thin, but it's tough. And soft as milk to the hand. Packs close too, and light as light. Wonderful folk to be sure. 30 else, said Frodo, considering. I believe it would be enough. If the storm passes before nightfall, I'm going to try it. The rain's nearly given over already, said Sam, but don't you go doing anything risky in the dim again, Mr. Frodo, and I haven't got over that shriek on the wind yet, if you have. Like a black rider it sounded, but one up in the air, if they can fly. I'm thinking we'd best lay upon in this crack till it night's over. And I'm thinking that I won't spend a moment longer than I need, stuck up on this ledge, edged with the eyes of the dark country looking over the marshes, said Frodo. With that, he stood up and went down to the bottom of the gully again. He looked out. Clear sky was growing in the east once more. The skirts of the storm were lifting, ragged and wet, and the main battle had passed to spread its great wings over the Emyn Muil, upon which the dark thought of Sauron brooded for a while. Thence it turned, smiting the Vale of Anduin with hail and lightning, and casting its shadow upon Minas Tirith with a threat of war. Then, lowering into the mountains and gathering its great spires, it rolled on slowly over Gondor and the skirts of Rohan, until far away the riders on the plain saw its black towers moving behind the sun as they rode into the west. But here, over the desert and the reeking marshes, the deep blue sky of evening opened once more, and a few pallid stars appeared, like small white holes in the canopy above the crescent moon. It's good to be able to see again, said Frodo, breathing deep. Do you know, I thought for a bit that I lost my sight. From the lightning or something else worse. I could see nothing at all, until the grey rope came down. It seemed to shimmer somehow. It does look sort of silver in the dark, said Sam. Never noticed it before, though I can't remember it, as I've never had it out since I first stowed it in. But if you're so set on climbing, Mr. Frodo, how are you going to use it? 30 ells, or say, about 18 fathom. That's no more than your guess. That's no more than your guess at the height of the cliff. Frodo thought for a while. Make it fast to that stump, Sam, he said. Then I think you shall have your wish this time and go first. I'll lower you, and you need do no more than use your feet and hands to fend yourself off the rock. Though, if you put your weight on some of the ledges and give me a rest, it will help. When you're down, I'll follow. I feel quite myself again now. Very well, said Sam heavily. If it must be, let's get it over. He took up the rope and made it fast over the stump nearest to the brink. Then the other end he tied about his own waist. Reluctantly he turned and prepared to go over the edge a second time.
That was page 595. Nor is he early. You're still here. That's so nice to see. Still commenting. Love that. This live is over. There will be another one tomorrow at the same time, 21:30. Central Eastern European summertime is what we're in, which is UTC plus 2, I think. Anyway, I'll put the like a planned live thing in the my YouTube channel. I sound such like a content creator. Wow, dude. Anyway, thanks for being here. Thanks for watching the recap. Thanks for being on the live. Thanks for making some comments in the comment section. See you tomorrow, maybe. I'll see me tomorrow, and I'll maybe see you tomorrow. So, have a nice day, have a nice night, sleep tight. Baby songs. Checking out. How do I finish this thing? Click this button. End broadcast. Get your page in.